Right, so it's May 16th, 2016. Here's the first trial of the first part of the aquaponics. Okay, we have a fish tank, separator. That's going to be a gravel bed, and this is the test of that. So, this is going to be our fish tank, and it'll have a grate all the way across it. Not so much to keep the fish in, but to keep raccoons out. We have a lot of raccoons in the neighborhood. Don't want them getting a free fish meal. Okay, so the water's coming from the sump. Down below, we'll get to that sump in a bit. This is our separator. And the water comes in here and it starts to turn, leaving the solids on the bottom. And the separator here, water flows over it. That's going to be an overflow. It's not hooked up yet. It'll definitely overflow to the ground. So the water comes through the cone. Solids will be in the bottom, and solids can be drained off. Got a 3/4 inch drain on her now, but I may increase that to 1.5 inches. And that goes to the bottom, and it'll pick up any solids. So we come through our funnel, our separator. We mix water with air, like a waterfall. That helps aerate it. And we come out the side with a bulkhead fitting to our distribution panels. And when we get to that mark, the siphon will fire full. Right now we get a little bit of dripping, and that's because one of the fittings is not airtight. A lot of this stuff I put together without glue, so one of my fittings in my bell siphon might be leaking a little bit. I'll adjust that later. This is the first trial, and let's see. We're at 2 minutes right now into the siphon, into the cycle, and we're getting up to our mark. Here's our mark, and that's when it should fire. There's a valve in here because I may continue to water over and dump into these two beds. I'm not sure how I'm going to feed them yet, whether I'm going to feed them on a separate pump or I'm going to make them gravel. They may be flood and drains. They may be a deep water culture. Not sure yet. But we have dual drains, dual tanks, and a crossover pipe, 1.5 inches. And it looks like our siphon is getting close to starting. Water's inside the bell, is starting to flow over. And yeah, it looks like a pretty flow, and we're right near the mark. Right now our water is pretty stable as far as we're about 4 inches above the pump when we finally fire off our siphon, so that keeps the pump nice and wet. But we got to realize that in here are going to be stones, so this volume of water will not occur, and that siphon, that extra amount of water will probably end up in these other beds. Okay, so it's a good fast siphon. Now that dropping that water in 2 minutes has dropped to 2 inches. And like I say, once the stones are in here, this will all change to the better. Okay, that's it for now. May 16th, 2016.